Well, go-to-market has traditionally been an important aspect, whether you're launching something new or bringing to market new facets of a product or a new offering or um, pushing something or delivering something to the market. But the environment is significantly different as we speak, because what we have is an economy that is increasingly connected, increasingly digitized, and that means that the clients, whether these are consumers or businesses, doesn't matter, but they tend to behave differently. The tools they use are different, and the different players, whether that's influencers or decision makers, buyers, consumers, tend to be connected and to be operating and behaving slightly differently, which means that nowadays go-to-market needs to be considered as a holistic process that involves the different stakeholders, and you need to consider these stakeholders in building your go-to-market approach. So it remains very important, but it has become more complex and requires a more holistic approach to be successful. There are actually numerous examples from, the way a company like Tesla has restructured the buying process of a car and using online to do so, to drive attention and go towards the sale of a car that basically is something that is 90% done fully online, maybe 100% done fully online if you if you consider it as such. But there are also other examples, like what is happening in cryptocurrency space with the different players who need to take into account a complex ecosystem of other entities, from governments to central banks to legacy players to consumers and businesses that need to be educated on different ways of running transactions or managing transactions. So they all need to take into account the different players and to build their go-to-market strategy by thinking through a sort of design thinking process. So we're actually using a lot of the design thinking principles and methodologies to build a go-to-market strategy these days. And therefore, these are examples of new things that are coming to market and require that holistic approach. But I would argue that even more traditional businesses need to do the same, actually. The go-to-market strategy and execution has been designed really around these two topics of strategy, i.e. how do you consider things at a large scale, but also how do you actually execute? Because if you only have plans, it's worthless. So we have a very sound balance of practice and theory, and actually a lot of practice. We're providing tried and tested methods that come from design thinking, but also from all the methods and ways of structuring commercial plans and go-to-market strategies that we have in business. And we are helping people develop a sort of holistic approach, taking into account the different stakeholders and building a plan that will cater to the interests of all these stakeholders so that the path to market is unhindered and is as efficient as it can possibly be. So in short, what we're going to provide is the tools for people to be able to be autonomous in developing go-to-market strategies on a continuous basis moving forward.